Hey everybody, and welcome to Hexiled Gaming. I'm Scott, and I've got a match of X-Wing 2nd Edition for you here on Tabletop Simulator. This match, the final match in the Hexiled Alt-Star event. We've got Silas versus Ernie. This event where the players chose the alt-arts that they would be competing for, as well as the cards that would be banned. If you'd like to see the details there, exclamation point draft in the chat, you can see what was banned. Joining me, Dan, how you doing?
Doing well.
Wonderful. Glad to have you. Maui, are you here as well?
I sure am.
I knew I could smell that. We got Silas and Ernie. We know Ernie had one loss in Swiss, and it was to this very list. So I know some people were a little worried about how the HMPs would stack up against this Boba Nim list, but Ernie is not confident. He was afraid of it.
One of the things that he likes to do is take away the middle of the board with that 3-rock setup, and it doesn't really matter against HMP. Kind of changes the way that he has to approach the game.
Yeah, and we see that already, because we've seen Ernie twice so far in this event. He always starts out with the triangle in the middle, with the trajectory simulated seismic into the middle of that, and then hold it until somebody gets in there. He's not doing that now. He's got a different approach. I wonder if he's just going to try and stay away as long as possible. I think that's what Dan was talking about earlier. Oh boy, here come the probes. That's A-okay with Silas. Yep. Gives him the cold shoulder. Turns away. Gonna check for a lock. Shouldn't have any range. Not this turn. Alright. Last cup of coffee of the tournament. See, the Kraken calculates keeping those tokens around. Very good for the Discord missiles. Goose in the chat. Do bombs affect the probes? Maui?
I'm sorry, what's going on?
Do bombs affect probes?
I believe so.
Yep.
I was trying to figure out if intended to have his stabilizers active there.
Because they're inactive now, right? Well, 3 of them are inactive. 1 of them is
that's
active.
why I was wondering if that was intentional, because he's got one set up to side slip and the other ones are not.
Interesting. Dropping another probe. You know what makes me happy, despite a successful tournament? 75-minute finals.
Hey,
let's all celebrate that. Congratulate ourselves.
We should congratulate ourselves. This was the first channel to have a major event, 75-minute
Went
final.
off for the oven.
Was it?
And it was.
Which
Everybody does it. Everybody does it now, but
trendsetters.
Wait, which event was that?
One of the
Was that
one
a
of the
Kyber
events
event?
that we did.
Okay. I'll take the credit. I just didn't know it. Dropping a seismic?
Okay, he switched his repulsor. It wasn't here.
Okay. Yeah, dropping a seismic back here to potentially grab that rock in the corner. Yeah,
And
look at that.
This is one of the strengths against a 2-ship list, is that you can get your 2 locks on each of the enemy ships.
For sure. 2 rerolls per ship. Pretty good. Yep, just gonna take it slow. I don't blame him. Ernie knows what went wrong in that last game. He is not going to rush into that fight. Now, we didn't see it. Oh, gonna take out this probe droid with a range 1.
He's gonna try.
Yeah, oh boy, you're right. 2. Yeah, that's
And
it.
succeed.
All right, on to the next one. The
Are we
HMP's got
going
to be
to
heavy.
see
65
minutes of dancing, followed by the aces rushing in to try to get half points and hope that they can ink the return shots?
I think Ernie wants that more than Silas, right? I don't know. I mean, Silas 2, 4, 6, 8 versus 6 on a salvo.
Mm-hmm. Rubas have the salvo advantage.
Mm-hmm. I think we could see Ernie try to shepherd those HMPs around a little bit. Nims that seismic.
I mean, all Silas really has to do is kind of do a bank maybe next turn, and then he can build his formation around pretty effective if he wants to.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Ernie here, is he going to just... Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. I like to him and saying the HMPs are just going to mobile fortress for most of the game. But in fairness, they've left their board edge more than Azaghal has at this point.
Yeah, this might be one of those where this is what we see for until final 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Ernie might try to make the play of, all right, I'm pretty confident that I can get half a 1 in 1 or 2 engagements without losing half of either of mine. And that'll be the whole game.
Oh man, I wish I had my like a glove.
Let's take a look at that.
It fit.
Oh my goodness.
It's on.
I did not know that the barrel roll was red on those things. Probably
yeah.
did know that, and I just forgot about it because I don't see them barrel roll.
I am looking at that with the magnifying glass. That is a wow.
It's beautiful, right? It's like it's a pixel. Looks like it's even closer with the blue one.
Oh my gosh.
Expertly done. All those very careful placements.
Handling of those barrels.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
Very good. Very good.
See, Andreas is in there now talking about, again, he should have put the rocks up by the HMPs, and that's what I was watching for too. I thought he might do, but in not doing that, I think that's the telegraph of the strategy of I'm not coming over there. He's
I'm gonna
not
sit over here.
until there's
march up and
very
down
little
the
time
square.
left. Yeah. Yep.
Is there anything that you would rather do?
I mean,
March up and down the square.
I understand it from Ernie. He lost to this list. I wouldn't be surprised if he was more aggressive in that game and saw that as a detriment and doesn't want to make that mistake again.
Yeah.
It's going to be terrifying because if your plan in other matches would be to sort of smash into the front, bump into one, shoot another, and just weather the 2 or 3 other shots, with Discord missiles, you can't do that. And there's no guaranteed out with those 180-degree arcs and the side slips. You can't just go behind them and say they can't shoot you.
Goose or Drew, does Ernestas think 6 versus 8 is his best shot? Maybe. I still think once we get on 15 minutes or so, he's going to try to come in and have one of them while staying above with his. But, I mean, it's possible that could be the plan, too. So I'll take my chances with 6 versus 8.
It's beautiful looking talons, though.
Yeah, with other lists besides the HMPs, you would say, well, he's gonna be patient, and then you'll see if one of them makes a mistake, exposes itself to. I mean, that's not gonna happen here, right? These moves this is like Bill Walsh. This is all just programmed in.
I'll ask you to not use these sports metaphors.
Oh, all right.
Because it makes Maui too happy.
You're saying we've scripted our first 50 plays here?
Yeah, exactly right. I mean,
William Ernest Walsh was an American professional and college football coach. Well, there you go, folks.
He was the head coach of the 49ers. Let's see, with Joe Montana. Jerry Rice. At first, anyway. So the West Coast guru, basically.
Mm-hmm.
There's the rotate of the ion cannon turret on Nim. One straight from Boba. Andre's saying Boba and Nim need to split up, make the HMPs go after one.
Maybe we'll see that in about 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm thinking.
And who says they would even go after, right? I mean, if you're Silas, you've got the 8 versus 6.
Mm-hmm. And it's not easy to flank Buzz with those 180 arcs and the side slippies.
Yeah.
It's just gonna make Silas come to him. Yep. No need to split. Yeah, that's more what I think. Oh man, Ernie's message for you, Scott. Oh no.
Lonnie in the chat, I'm glad this isn't a 2-hour final. You're right.
We all appreciate what we hope is the official death of the 2-hour final. Any luck next iteration of tournament regulation as well.
Oh no.
Right? I mean, we can't just say the game's over and make them roll for it, right?
No. Well, I don't know. The head judge is here.
Goes for a lock on the probe.
All right. Well, so while this is going on, I do want us talking about more sports things. We had our own in Minnesota, the West Coast guy the Vikings brought in as they tried to copy the 49ers. His name was Jerry Burns. And if anyone wants a little bit of entertainment and you're here at your computer, while if these lists are going to continue to stay far apart for a little bit longer, Jerry Burns had a very famous, he was a little guy, small guy, old guy, and he was very profane in a way you probably couldn't be in this century. And he gave probably one of the more infamous post-game rants at a game. Actually, the Vikings did win the game with 7 field goals over the Rams. But the crowd was very against this offensive coordinator that the Vikings had, that guy named Bob Schnelker. Mm-hmm. And in the post game, he gave this incredibly profane defense of Bob Schnelker, and just search for like Jerry Burns rant, and just enjoy it for 3 to 4 minutes of your lives. You'll be better off for having watched this former coach of the Vikings. He just died this past year, actually. Rip into the fans. Jerry Burns.
Got it.
It was a good one.
Ooh. There's a Talon. The HMPs, do they see an opening?
I would have said that's close to the board edge, but I have a new definition of that now. After watching Silas do it.
He did a Talon roll from the board edge. So doing a Talon roll back towards the board edge doesn't really... I know I've done the thing where I start at a 45-degree angle, and then I did a 3 bank, and then I did a 3 sloop in the same direction, which takes you all the way to the board edge with a large base ship. And,
wow, living on the edge there.
My opponent complimented me on my flying, and I was like, I wasn't the skill thing. I just know it fits, because that's how banks work.
Well, while we are here in the final, let's reflect a little bit on the format. What do you think of this? Do you think it goes forward? Do you think it is as relevant? If we start getting regular points updates, do you need as many things like a ban tournament? Because to me, this has been a symptom of a stale meta. We haven't had points shakeups in a while. So you gotta get rid of some of the powerful things, the things that you're seeing a whole lot of on your own. So what do you think of the format?
It's complicated, because I actually think that the meta is in a reasonably good place right now, although it is kind of old.
Yeah.
We're starting to see a lot of repeated stuff. It's also healthy in the sense that there's a lot of different viable things.
Yeah.
Every faction has some things that they're good at, which I think has not always been the case. And what I really liked about this was the democratic players voting on the bans, get rid of the things that they just don't want to see for whatever reason, and then having an opportunity at the end. Something from that list, I think, was what made it really shine. Although they tried to abuse that and make Zam legal, so I'm still not over that.
I think we may see some...
you had a good observation, Maui, right, in the Discord yesterday, just about hyperspace. Because in theory, hyperspace exists to take care of what we ended up putting in our own hands with this event. But hyperspace right now, with the way they conceived it, did that maybe too imperfectly?
I think they don't change up hyperspace often enough, and so it's kind of annual changes. Like they do the big hyperspace shakeup they created hyperspace a year and a half ago in November, and then they didn't really change the rosters until a year later, and it kind of seems like that was the plan, to have like a hyperspace season that lasted a year. And I think that the limited rosters just aren't big enough for that. I think that maybe you can get 6 months out of it, and then you need to move on to another one. So I would like to see them shake things up, and I would also like to see them, when they are dropping new content in the middle of a hyperspace iteration, I would like to see them rotate things out to get the new thing, instead of trying to like plan ahead, because then you get weird rosters, because you know that there's like a Servants of Strife coming in 2 months. You get this really weird Imperial hyperspace roster because you're planning on filling it out later. But I think you'd be better off having a plan, just giving everybody similar things, and then when you drop new content, rotate stuff out to get the new stuff in. Just seems like a smoother way to go to me.
Yeah, I think so. And I mean, I just look at, I mean, the other larger games, right? I mean, I think my kids are Pokemon players. Hasn't been a great year for that, the pandemic, but you have standard and expanded format, and standard format, which is actually the one used for most of the events, right? Mm-hmm. It updates so much more often than hyperspace, and so it's just always fresh. You never go more than a few months, and then there's the next set of cards either coming in or coming out or both. And if you can just have more variety in it, then I don't think we would, have needed to do something like this instead. Which I do think we probably perfected the format a little better here, in the way that Sub talked about when he was casting yesterday, of putting a little more curation around the categories than just the Elimination League, which is more that pure democracy, so that the choices were able to be made in reaction to some of the other choices this time around.
Yeah, I think that looks good. But don't look now, but it looks like we've got some movement towards an engagement here.
It do look like that. So 2 of them hop over, 2 of them stop.
Like that. That's a nice little hopscotch move to protect your important pump in a blue there.
Yeah. So blue is the one with Kraken. They've all got a little something. I mean, green's got the probe droids out. That's what you needed that one to do. There's 3 with Discord missiles. You'd like those to get their Discords out before they die. But yeah, Kraken definitely very, very important. And also the most expensive ship in the list.
Ooh.
A boost in from Boba.
Someone had observed earlier that you might have wanted to split up your ship list here, try to approach from different vectors.
All right. Gonna shoot into 047, 3v3. Hit crit. Spins a calculate. Takes nothing. Nim into the probe, which probably won't affect anything now, but if Ernie loses a ship, it may be a situation in which Silas wishes he could switch his target locks over from a distance, and if those probes aren't around, that could change things, but probe lives.
Is he gonna spend a shell here? Yes, he is.
Yep. Boba without any mods, it is obstructed.
Mods on Boba.
Target lock, networked aim, reroll, 3 hits. You don't get range, right? So it's 3 dice. Right? a format where players vote on point increase decreases for certain cards. The cards are still there, but the list... Well, I mean, yeah, it's creating... Dealing with points is tough.
We'd have to create spreadsheets and figure out good ways to share them with everybody. There's a lot more involved in alter the point values.
Yeah. It's not impossible. We did use a custom version of Yasby to list build for this event. So, I mean, maybe if you could edit points values in there. But I think they even pull from XWS data, so then you'd have to have a custom... Yeah, I think it's more trouble than it's worth. You just take things that people are tired of. What we did in this is, just you tell us what you don't want to see, whether it's because it's too powerful or because you're just tired of playing against the same things over and over again. And then if enough people agree with you, we'll get it out. It would be fun to play around with points values, but just not quite as easy. Maybe not worth the effort. There's the Seismic thrown from Nim. So he is out of Seismics for now.
He's going straight, so he does not have to. He has his stabilizers active. We could side slip, but he went straight instead, so he does not have to flip stabilizers. He can leave them active.
Oh, but goes over the rock, takes a damage, and does not get the bump on red. So he's taking all 4 of those shots.
Ugh. With a 2-ship list, you have a hard time under the best of circumstances initiative killing an HMP on the...
All right. Do you start pounding into blue? Nope. And no discords. Green...
I guess because he's Boba.
Maybe he wasn't interested in putting it in the back.
Well, if Boba survives this, he's in reasonably good shape.
Fearless for 4.
All goes through.
Oh, 3 natural hits.
But that's not going to kill it.
Yeah. Takes 1. All right, 3v2.
Oh, he
that
used
helps.
a blade.
That helps. 1. There's an evade. All right, you've weathered 1 shot. Now just do it 3 more times. Oh.
Boba spent an ablative charge to not take the damage.
Oh, from the rock. Gotcha. Nice. Double crits. Rerolls into a hit. Ooh, that one's going to hurt a little bit more. Strain because of the 047 ability. Going to reroll that blank into a blank. Take 3. 1, 2. Ooh, and that's 1 on the hull.
Hit that. That's Boba.
Damaged engine. Can't shake that one.
Boba does not like that damaged engine.
No. 1 eyeball, rerolls both. Takes 2.
We saw Boba not having a lot of fun with green dice in that last game. He was able to pull it out anyway.
2 hits. Reroll that. Takes 2.
This is
Alright.
a very, very unhappy Boba Fett right now.
Yeah. I think he definitely wanted the bump. Take one less shot. He would have avoided that strain too. If he could have bumped red. Oh, that's a real bummer. Alright. 44 minutes left. 56 to 24.
If that was the plan there, right? To make the move, get the half, stay above, then run away, right? I mean, Nim could have run here. Boba could have run.
Yeah.
Now you're in the fight, right? You've given up half of Boba.
Yeah, he needs to take something. Needs to, yeah.
Can't run now. Yep.
And I think if you stop blue and green, like maybe it's not the best idea in the world, but if you stopped blue and green, those Roombas, Boba's going to struggle to get out of there.
Yeah, the repulsor lifts are active, so they can go towards the board edge. You can split them up, like you said, stop some, slip the others.
Matter of fact, with Boba having the damaged engine. Oof.
Yeah, I mean, you can 3-bank right, you can 4 straight. Take your chances with those 2 dice. Oh boy. I guess this is the discourage you from stopping proton bomb.
Mm-hmm.
Dropping one with Boba as well. Just gonna litter the field. Side slip from yellow. Yeah. Everybody's doing it.
Not going to keep any blockers in place. He's just going to keep that formation.
There's the 4 straight. Goes for the boost. Gets out of green and red.
Out of all of those firing.
Oh, is it? Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Disengage, but now you're behind, so you gotta come back and re-engage.
Deciding which to keep. Keeps the seismic around. Likes the rocks there. Hey, gets the probe droid. Silver
Small
lane.
victory.
Oh, you got 2 at range 2, and then the one that you've already shot, 047 at range 3.
You try to start getting some work done on blue here, right? No, he's got Grievous.
Going to
It's
green.
not.
One hit, one evade. Oof. Wow. All right, well, 40 minutes left. Yeah, you will have to come back. Three of those calculates remain, thanks to Kraken. So we were talking about the format. We were talking about the format earlier, and one of the things that it has done is, I mean, who would have thought that Separatists would make it into the cut, and it would not be with Django, with Zam. Well, we outlawed Zam, and that has allowed for this other. I mean, this may have been here otherwise, but this list has definitely shined, and we've got a different Separatist list in the finals. Perhaps because of the field that was generated with the draft.
Terrific list variety. in our top cut, in our field altogether. For the poor Empire that only had 2 players in the.
Yeah. Glad we got them. We got Steven on early on.
And I think they played each other in the first round.
I think so. I think you're right.
The only two Imperial players in the entire tournament. Over 40 players get paired in the. Ouch.
So there's the final proton bomb from Boba.
Ooh, Boba.
Uh-oh.
Putting himself in the corner here.
And he's got
That's
damaged
not-
engine.
Yeah, that's Boba.
He's going to 1 hard next turn and be stressed, and they're going to do 4 straights. Does get a damage there on blue.
That's there.
Oh boy. Is he going for the 4 straight off the board?
Maybe. I mean, he's only got 1 move, so it's not. It's not going to take long to set the tiles for here. I think for anybody really. I think has gone
Drops the procs.
in a direction.
Yep, they are there waiting for him.
4 straights are red, but they've got the stabilizers that reduce difficulty of their straight.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh, here we go.
GG. All right. Well,
That unfortunate engage for Azagal.
all right. Well, Silas, congratulations. Wins the psychological warfare. Ernie, thank you for playing in the event. Unfortunately, this was the matchup he dreaded, and he was forced to live through it once more. Maui, Dan, thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, this was great.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for watching. That'll do it for this match and this event. Thank you all for being here. Till next time, this is Scott from Hexiled Gaming, signing off.